Yo, what's up, dude? This is Gil Franklin, Peak Performance and Self-Awareness Coach for Men. And I just wanted to say congratulations on the massive amount of action that you have been taking lately. Because, like, dude, you've made it in here inside the #1 success acronym with me, your coach. Even though I don't want to consider myself as your coach. I'm kind of just like a free being, this person, this kind of guy that's helping you on your own path right now for your own mission. So, anyways, welcome inside again to your #1 success acronym. Okay, so I just want to give you a quick, brief demonstration of what we're going to be going over right now. We're going to be covering, 5 simple letters, which stand for 5 specific things. And we're going to break them down. One of them is going to have even a video that you can go more into about focus. And we're going to really hone in to what the core message is that I want you to convey, that I want to convey to you, so that way you can take down these daily fucking battles with yourself, these wars that are going on with yourself, the micro objectives that you need to accomplish in order for you to succeed in your macro objective, meaning your vision, your long-term purpose, this war. Okay, so what are the 5 things that we're going to be covering, that we'll be talking about next? Okay, these 5 things that we'll be covering it starts with FSMCD. Okay, F stands for finish line, S stands for starting point, M stands for milestones. FSMC stands for contingencies and like failures and shit that happens, and then D stands for deadlines. Okay, so in each individual category that you're gonna find out in a couple of moments, we're gonna break it down. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna nail this shit in the head. I want to keep it short, keep it simple, to the point. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Let's fucking do this. Cheers. All right. So, this, I just want to let you know, by the way, as well. This training specifically is something that I took and got an idea from out of the book, which comes from Chapter 6, Direct Coaching in Your Self-Mastery and Peak Performance Playbook. Again, you've got the download, you did the whole process, you went through that. Yeah. This is literally straight from the chapter, Direct Coaching. This is me feeling like that chapter could have had more. And I know it was good, it was really great, it was to the point, it was blunt, it like really honed in on the core things that I really wanted to talk about, but I felt there could be more. Right? And this is me as extra, as a bonus result for you, going out of my way so that way I can really over-deliver and like show you that I actually care for your fucking progress and I'm not just this coach trying to take your money and shit, whatever. Anyways, so from the Self-Mastery and Peak Performance Playbook, there was this one main thing that I really harped on, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but instead I'm going to tell you a story. A small little short story of an experience that I had when I went to a large seminar event with my mentor and their mentors and their friends and their mentors and my, like, a whole group of maybe 300 guys and a couple of girls there as well. It's really about our purpose and our focusing and our marketing and our mission, like just succeeding fucking well in life, becoming the best versions of ourselves, the most wealthiest version of ourselves, all of that, whatever you want. All right, and I met literally a YouTube superstar there. His name is Elliot Hulse. He's the creator of Strength Camp. He has his own channel on YouTube. He's like really great. He's his own best-selling author of this book called King. He has a lot of clients. He does all these great things. He's a really great guy. He's into holistical stuff just like I am. He's really bold. He's really brash. He's just like, it's really awesome. He's a badass guy. Excuse me. All right, cool. And he just told all of us. I got to meet him in person. I'll probably put a picture on to like the next slide to prove that I'm not lying to you. Anyways, he told us all a story about activity doers versus action beers. Okay, so he said, like, do you guys know what the difference is between an activity doer and an action beer? An action beer. Okay. Like, a lot of the crowd didn't get it. Like, we thought we had it. Like, yeah, we all take action. We know what it's like. We know the difference. But he's like, no. Elliot was like, no. You guys don't got it. Okay. Here's the difference between, that I'm going to explain to you, and then we're going to go into talking about trusting your gut instinct and following your heart. Why this all has to do with that. This whole training, FSMCD, everything. All right. He said that activity doers are people that talk a lot about their fucking actions, the shit that they want to do, the shit that they're going to attempt to do, But like they talking words and words and words and words, all that fucking shit. They post it on Facebook, on Instagram, and all that shit. But at the end of the day, god damn it, they don't do shit about it. It's stupid. It's like this is an example of like your mom telling you that you need to lose weight, and then she hands you a piece of fucking cake. It's like, you're getting fat. Here, have some cake. It was like, no, it's bullshit. And if you they take the cake too. They don't even reject the cake. They don't put any effort up into like confronting the situation and saying, no, why did you tell me to lose weight and then hand me a piece of cake? It's stupid. No. Like, activity doers are just talkers. They're like ducks. They're sheep. They talk a lot and they hate the fucking results that they're getting, but they don't do anything about it. They get this little burst of motivation and then it's there for a moment, and then like 20 minutes later or maybe 35 minutes later or 2 hours, 5 hours later, they lose it. It's gone. They're very supplicative. They're very needy. Right? Activity doers. That's the activity doer. Alright? So now, what's the difference between an activity doer and an action beer? An action beer is the complete, absolute, 180-degree polar opposite of that person. To narrow it all down and not to like monologue into the shit. An action beer is simply, at its most essence, at its core, is a person who takes massive action on the things that they need to fucking do right now. They don't talk about it. They don't even gesture it off to some person. Maybe they do. Maybe it's their close-knit friends in their Rolodex that they can trust that's going to hold them accountable. But they don't tell anybody. They just do the action right away. And then after they're done, after they got the result they want, after they got the money, maybe they made $10K a month, maybe they did whatever the fuck it is they wanted to get. Then they tell someone. Then they post it on their media. Then they celebrate. And then they just do it again and again and again. All right, so that's the difference between an activity doer versus an action beer. They just be. They know they must be right now. They have to do it because the thoughts, they're great. It's great that you think this way and it sets you apart. But dude, gosh fucking damn it, it doesn't make a difference if you're not doing shit about it. Okay, so the thing I want you to harp on, and the thing I want to harp on right now, before we jump into trusting your gut instinct and what it has to really do, is from this point forward, my friend, you are no longer an activity doer. All right, you do not talk about your success. You do not share your success. Maybe, unless it's with your close fucking niche group, with your Rolodex people, the people that are going to hold you accountable, these high status individuals that, like, if you say you're going to do something, you tell them, like, and then the moment you tell them that, they're like, dude, okay, you're going to owe me like $1,000 if you don't fucking do this. They're going to hold you immensely accountable so that when you get the results, so that we get the life, so that you become the person you need to be, that you want to be, that you've been desiring this whole time. Okay. The thing that I want to harp to you right now is that since you are in this training, you are now an action beer. From this point forward, do not ask for permission. Just claim what you're going to fucking do. Claim your greatness. If somebody tells you you are fucking shit, you can't do anything in life, tell them to fuck off. Cut them out of your life if you have to. And if it's your job, temporarily put up with that shit, but do not respond to that. Do not give them the acknowledgement, the rightful gift of your attention, of your presence. Just say, okay, whatever. Or as Robert Downey Jr. would say, smile, nod, agree, and then just do what the fuck you were going to do in the meantime. Just do whatever you were going to do in the first place. Alright, so from this point forward, you are an action beer. You no longer are an activity doer. You're no longer a duck. Quack, quack, quack. No, fuck that. You're no longer a duck. You're not a sheep. You do your own thing. You claim what you're going to do. All right, now, how does this all tie together with trusting your gut instinct and following your heart? Okay, I honestly think that's pretty simple. But for some people, I do have to elaborate. All right. How do you separate yourself from being an action beer against the activity doers, the sheep and the ducks? How do you really do it? Okay? You do it by trusting your gut, following your instincts, the things that pull you inside of you. What do you really, like, for example, in your health, wealth, and relationships category, we're going to talk about this in a little bit. We'll really cut this slide down. In your health, wealth, and relationships category, maybe in your wealth category, maybe you're not living up to your utmost potential in doing the things that you actually want to do in your own life. Maybe you want to be a coach, helping people become the best versions of themselves. Or maybe you want to be a business coach. You want to help guys because maybe you make like 100K a month, or you make 100K a year, and you want to help other guys learn how to do that themselves for their own selves. The standards you have to set, the behaviors, all of that shit. It's really just about living up to your potential and what you really want, what you want to be doing, not what other people think you should be fucking doing. Okay, that's really following your heart to the core. It's gonna scare the shit out of you. It's gonna make you, maybe it's gonna make you a little bit nervous. You're gonna hesitate. You're gonna feel this hesitancy to move forward or to just get started because you're still concerned a little bit about what those people are gonna think about you. But fuck that. Action beers are people that understand that pain. Like there's nothing difference between the activity doers and the action beers. The thing is, the action beers, they feel the fear, they feel the pain, they feel all of that, but they realize that there's a bigger picture. It's about them. If you're going to live up to your utmost potential, it's about you. Following that, so you do it. You just do it anyway despite the fear. Osho, the spiritual fucking holistical guru, the best, one of the best. He has a quote that goes like this. Courage, hold on. Courage is a love affair with the unknown. Yeah, that's how it goes. Courage is a love affair with the unknown. Action beers are courageous. And from this point forward, before we move on to this next step, I'm going to tell you now. Be fucking courageous. Be more courageous in your life by jumping into the unknown more. By following your instinct and following truly what your heart is. No matter how much it hurts, no matter how shaky you might be when you have to go talk to that girl or talk to that guy or do whatever you got to do. I don't care. From this point forward, you are an action beer. And then after, whether you fail or whether you succeed, it doesn't matter. You did it. You did what you had to do. Okay. I really wanted to narrow this slide down to 10 minutes, and that's totally fine. We're good. All right. So that's it for this slide. Let's go to the next, and let's keep the rest of them really short and really punchy. All right. Cool. Let's rock. Okay. That was awesome. Long monologues aside. Cool. So, excuse me. The first leg of this micro objective destination, achieving emotional mastery, peak performance, fucking formula, acronym, success acronym, whatever you want to call it, is F, the finish line. Your finish line. Okay, so what you're going to see in the next slide, not this one, I'm just going to give you a bit of a breakdown. Okay, what you're going to see in the next slide is my example of my life and how I want you to set up, how we're going to use that example, and we're going to do the same thing, same exact fucking thing for you. After this, I literally want you right now to get a piece of paper, pen, a pencil, I don't care for shit what it is, pen or pencil, piece of paper, have it out ready, and get ready to do this exercise with us right now, if you already haven't done it, from the Peak Performance and Self-Mastery playbook that we just went through. Okay, get ready to do it right now, because if you waste time, if you wait maybe 25 minutes from now, or if you wait for maybe the next opportunity, quote unquote, to happen when you watch this when you're in a better state, no, it's not gonna fucking happen. You're not gonna be in the zone. Okay, you need to take the action now, because you gotta stop letting waiting become a fucking habit. The time to make moves is now. All right, life is passing you by. The sun is out there shining for you, for us, for all of the world. Is giving value to you, and you're just letting it down by not taking action? Fuck no! Let's give back to the world right now by giving back to you. Okay, and this is the time we're going to start. Okay, so finish line. What we're going to be talking about on this specific part of our training is the three immediate categories that you can actually have influential power, a little bit more control in your life over. Okay, not entirely, like we can't control. We understand that's the difference between action beers and activity doers, is that we understand we can't control everything in our life. That's fine. Things that are out of our control, that's fine. We let it go. We do what we can to adjust and like keep moving forward. But we do have a small circle of influence of things that we can control. And in the next slide, we're going to be talking about that more intensely, more in depth. Okay, so that's what this is really harping about. Okay, but it's basically going to be talking a lot about this content. The difference is it's going to be more of my example. It's going to be more visual, and I can explain to you more in depth from that point what we mean, what it's all about. Okay, cool. All right. So here we are. This is an example from my life, and here's what I want you to do, literally on your piece of paper right now. So if you have that piece of paper with you, blank piece of paper, pen and pencil. Flip your paper from being vertical to horizontal. Horizontal, that's not really funny. And then on that, I want you to create these 3 lines, just like in this picture that says health, wealth, and relationships. Okay? Do health, one category, and then the second category, wealth, and then the third category, relationships. Okay. And here, oh shit. And what we're going to do is we're going to start in this health category. Okay. Just like in the book Self-Mastery and Peak Performance playbook that we sent you, that it's entirely used, that you got for free. You downloaded it, ebook, whatever. This part of the training is about you being brutally honest with yourself in truth, in honesty. This is for you, okay? You have to be as brutally honest with yourself. Maybe you weigh 250 pounds and you know that you don't like being that fucking fat. No offense. I'm just going to be speaking the truth here. And like, you know you should be doing something about it. You should be eating better. You have to be pushing yourself a little bit harder. But god damn it, you're not doing it. Okay. So that's why we're here today. We're really becoming more honest, more authentic, more genuine with our true self, the nature of ourselves, the essence of where our greatness comes from. Okay. So that's what this is going to be about. Alright, so in each category, I want you basically to write down the blue, purple, and pink pink lettering, okay? So in the health category, though, we're going to start here. I want you to write your number 1 priority for yourself in the next 90 days from now. Like, literally copy this down. It says number 1 priority, 90 days from now. Alright, then draw like a little star, and then draw a line next to it. What is your priority? What is the thing that you fucking want in your health? Okay, your health can represent your mind, your body, and your spirit. But right now, we're just going to start with your mind and your body. Okay? Because they're one. They're linked. And your spirit kind of just, the essence behind it just kind of grows as those two form, more develop. That's a better word. So, for example, for mine, just like if that's too shady of a thought. Mine, for example, as where I am at right now in my life, I'm at 12% body fat. 12.17, I think it was, like to be a very specific number. But I know I'm not really fully living up to that capability just because I'm actually, like, I'm super busy and doing all my other things. But I can be. I know I can. Like, deep down in my fucking mind, in my heart, in my core, in my balls, in my soul, I know I can be pushing harder and I can be getting to my actual 10% body fat and being at 165 pounds of pure fucking muscle. All right? So that was the 90-day priority that I'm going to be. I redid this. I do this every 90 days for each individual category, basically here. Every 90 days, I do this, and that was what it was for now. 10% body fat at 165 pounds of muscle. All right. So figure out what that is right now. Like, pause this slide, do whatever you got to do, and like pause it. Excuse me, and then come back. Awesome. Cool. So right below that little section, that little category, where that little line that you wrote, where whatever your number 1 priority is for you 90 days from now, I want you to write what I must do. Okay. And then below that, write down 3 numbers. 1, 2, 3, just like it is in the picture, exactly as it is in the picture. And then next to 1, put a line. Next to 2, put a line. Next to 3, put in the line. Right. I want you right now to literally, like, hone in. Stop this video after I'm done talking. Stop this video and think about it to get that goal. Go into your mind. Go into your life. Think about your life, because you can do this. Everybody has this capability to achieve more in their life. But the problem is they're simply not stopping to think about how they can actually put this shit together. That's the problem. They know that they can do that, but they don't stop to put in the effort, put in the time, to put in the results, the fucking hustle. They don't do it. They don't stop. So this is your time to stop and figure out what you have to do, what you must do to get your number 1 priority 90 days from now to happen. Okay. So what you're going to do on those 3 numbers, I want you to write down the things that you have to do that to get that 90-day priority. For example, I'm going to give you mine again. So here's my example. I said my 90-day goal was 10% body fat at 165 pounds of pure muscle. Okay. And in order for me to get there, my first thing I had to do, like, I elaborate a lot on my numbers. It was intermittent fasting. I already do that. I do Engineering to Alpha, Man 2.0 training, which is basically a book by one of my mentors. Really good fucking book. If you don't have that book, totally look that book up if you're trying to gain more muscle weight or just, like, really adjust your hormones and become the best version of yourself. And then it's also consistent gym and exercise. All right, that's just one. That's the first one. And then number 2 was immense focus on my diet, on meeting my specific caloric intake amount, my supplement needs, and all my development. What the fuck is that? And development basically my mastering of the form in my training. Like, you know how you have squats is a specific way that you want to go about them. Like, that's what I'm really putting time in and like really focusing about, like what I'm talking about. Closing the door, excuse me. No way. And then the third one was literally, because I know I have to do it. I know I'll have this fucking inertia in our life, so it's gonna be put in the work. Just fucking hustle. Just do it. Stop thinking about it. Just get to work doing it. Okay. Cool. All right. So figure out whatever the fuck it is you need to do for that aspect of your life. Those 3 things. Narrow that shit down. Do it. Okay. And then pause this video. Figure it out. Take as long as you have to. Don't get distracted. Don't put your phone out. Don't play with your phone. Don't put any music on. No, fuck that. Just stop. Stop lying to yourself. Do it now. Figure it out. How are you going to get that number 1 priority to happen in 90 days from now? Cool. All right, so we're back. So what we're going to be talking about now, because now that we went through it more in depth, now you have the main thing you're really going to focus on, your goal, your macro fucking objective, 90 days from now in your health category. Maybe it's your mind, maybe it's your body, maybe it's the spirit, mostly your mind and body. Whatever it is, okay? And then we broke it the fuck down. And then we got even more in depth. That's what we talked about. We wrote down 3 things that you can do specifically, that you can control in your life, and you can make happen as soon as possible. You can make happen as soon as possible right now, just by taking action, or maybe just like putting on a couple clothes. If it, like, as for mine, for example, 10% body fat, 165 pounds, I can always prep my clothes up, go to the gym immediately after that. My intermittent fasting, I can do my 16/8 fasting. I hold off not eating until like 2 p.m. and then I cut off my diet at like 8 p.m. whatever the fuck it is. Whatever you have to do, those 3 things, we got that. All right, cool. Now before we jump into the last section of this little the slide, we're going to talk about something very near and dear to my heart. It's more of a quote by Malcolm X, and it goes like this. Preparation is key to victory, and victory belongs to those who prepare for it today. Okay. That was Malcolm X. And the reason why he says that, because it is so fucking true. It is so right. It is basically at its core, it is setting yourself up. Setting yourself up to fucking succeed tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. And it's doing that today by post finishing everything that you've done today. Like, say I've done all of the 3 things on this goddamn chart for the day, for the first half of the days. Then I'm setting myself up for success by preparing myself for tomorrow, by having the things ready, the things that I can do. All right, and here is what I'm going to tell you my examples, and then again I want you to do this for yourself. 5 ways, which are basically, as I said, 5 ways to prepare for your greatness. All right. So the first thing I wrote for the health category was always have my clothes. What is that? My clothes ready to go. Yeah. I don't know why I put. That's right. Always have my clothes set and ready to go. I can read that for some reason. All right, that was imperative. It's like when you go to school, when you first begin school, your mother tells you to like get your fucking clothes ready for tomorrow, so that way you don't have to like think about it. All yada yada. That was simple. The next one was meal prep. The third one was high status shout dance. Okay, quick example. I'm not going to elaborate on it too much. Is that not a lot of people that really know me in person, they don't understand that or maybe they don't always know that like I'm a very intense and very expressive. It's the word. Expressive person. I like to move. I like to yell. I like to do all these things. I'm loud. I'm in your face because I'm to the point. I'm really true with myself, at least. So sometimes when I'm feeling very emotional, I feel like all of this inertia that we feel, I yell, I go crazy, I fucking dance around, I'm bobbing my head back and forth. If you ever go to like a metal concert, like you see those guys in the mosh pits, it's kind of like that, but like with music, and I'm just like doing it to get out of my fucking head. I'm eliminating the time between the thought and the action and just like creating that space, like just creating the action. This way I'm getting results, right? So that's the third one. And then the fourth one is literally as I'm doing that, like shouting, dancing, all that shit. The most important one that I had to do, that you must do, it is imperative that you do it, is that you disconnect from the world, from everything. You leave. You go to the park. Like, for example, for me, I leave, I disconnect, I disattach myself from my phone, I put everything down, social media is gone. If you have family, if you have a baby, all that shit, you go away from all of that into a place where you have absolute silence. Not even silence, just freedom. You leave that fucking environment, because that environment's going to be constantly nagging at you and tugging away at your heartstrings and the way that you do things. Just get out of there for like an hour. If you can't do an hour, do 30 minutes. Just, I don't give a shit. 30, 20, 10, I don't fucking care. Just do it a lot. Do it consistently, because that's the goal. Consistently. Get out of that. Disconnect. Okay? And then, like, for me, for example, I go to the park. I leave my fucking phone behind. Nobody can touch me. Even when I put it behind, I put it on airplane mode before I even do that. And then I put it down, I put it away, I have a book with me, I go to the park, I breathe deeply, I'm disconnected from the world, nobody can contact me, nobody can fucking reach me, fucking hour, and then I just read. And that, like, prepares my state. Right, so that was four, that was four, and the last one is just doing it. Like, it's really forcing yourself to do that, okay? And that was 5 ways, basically 5 ways to prepare for your greatness, 5 ways to prepare yourself for the next day. They're just simple things that you can do, that you can take into account right now, okay? That you can do to make these 3 actions, to ensure from yourself that these 3 actions, which assist your number 1 priority 90 days from now, happen. If you want that 90-day goal to happen, then you have to do these 3 actions. If you want these three actions to happen, then you have to have 5 ways to prepare yourself to get there, right? So one will not happen. Excuse me. You cannot have the 3 actions happen unless you do the 5. Unless you do the 5, you won't even start. Excuse me. Unless you start, the 5 won't happen. So you have to start the 5 ways to prepare yourself for greatness in order to achieve your 3 actions, which will, as you do it consistently over and over and over and over and over, and obviously you will have to adjust for whatever circumstances, we'll talk about that later, happen. Excuse me. Your 90-day goals won't happen. Whatever category it's going to be, health, your wealth, your relationships, they won't fucking happen. All right? So you have to put in the work. Stop fucking joking with yourself. Stop lying to yourself. I know you feel this inertia, because I feel it too. You're only human. I'm only human. Guess what? That's a part of life. But we keep moving forward. One punch, one move at a time. Okay? So that pretty much settles it for this half of this, what do you want to call it? Slide, right? So all you got to do, that was just the health aspect of this fucking slide. God damn it. Anyways, so it's health, wealth, and relationships. You're going to do the same exact thing for the other 2 categories. Write it up the same exact way. All right, I'm going to go a little bit more into it, but we're going to jump into the next stuff. All right, so for my wealth category, all right, so it's going to be, as you see, this is number 1 priority 90 days from now. They're all the same fucking questions. They're all the same yada, 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 yada. Same process, the way I set it up. You're just going to fill it in the blank. All you got to do is copy it and then fill in the blanks for yourself. And then the rest is just doing it. Okay, I'm literally giving you my blueprint, my own fucking success roadmap of how I set up my life and why I get the results I want. I'm giving you it literally almost for free. Okay, it's ridiculous. And if that thing doesn't work, it's because you are not putting in the work. All right, so I'm gonna go over this real quick with you. Wealth, 1K for me. It's 1K a day or 7K a month. It's not that hard. You're just gonna make it happen. And what I have to do is already kind of happening. So what I must do is, 1 is strategic asset allocation. That's investing. Yada yada yada. Don't worry about that. So number 2 for me is social media domination. Which is why you see me a lot on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, some affiliates, if that's where you found me from, whatever you want to call it. There's my direct marketing, affiliates, as you see right there, advertising, content creation, creating more stuff. And then my 3rd one is high status state management. That is something entirely different. I can't go into that because it's just entirely arbitrary towards this training. And then again, we go into the 5 ways to prepare for greatness. What do? Early morning SMD, social media domination. That's why you see me a lot. And then our next one is massive action work. My jobs, small truth behind everything is that while I was doing this, while I'm creating this, is a lot of people don't know is that I have 5 jobs. Okay, like what? I should just say 4, but I'm just gonna go with 5 for now. One of them is really just taking care of my mom. She's an older lady. I take care of her. I live with her. I maintain the house, do the chores, but I get paid to do it by the county. And then another one is I work in as a sales rep in Cabazon, and then another one is like Uber, and then it was like a delivery driver. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the fifth is doing this for you, what I love to do. And all of that shit fueled, because past tense, doing this. Alright, so like I worked super fucking hard because this is what I love to do, and I had to have money to fuel this. Alright, so people don't understand, they just see the highlights of my life, but they don't understand all of the fucking hustle, the massive amounts of action that goes into making this shit happen, okay? Anyways, and then after that was paying yourself 10% always. If you haven't read The Richest Man of Babylon, yada, 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 pay yourself 10%. And then develop your funnel for marketing, did that already. And then number one priority for relationships, self-love, reciprocity. Reciprocity means like I'm not looking to be tied down into a relationship yet. I just want to be more about me, following my purpose, giving back to the world, giving to women, giving to men, helping them become the best, most truest, genuine, profound, confident, abundant version of themselves, whatever you want to call it. What I have to do is follow my purpose, seduce massive amounts of women. I always put that. I love that. It's just so good. It's so much fun. It's so much win. And then, cracks me up. And then the third one is we talk about giving value always first, why that's always like extremely beneficial for your own reciprocity in life, for you to get back just without even asking, because you are always giving, and not only are you always giving first, you are always over delivering when you give first. So that's why people love to give back to you. That's another train, not another fucking train, like entirely arbitrarily. We'll talk about that some other time. And then again, same fucking process, yada 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 yada. Okay, so all you have to do before we move forward is model down the writing, the questions, and then fill them out. Stop this goddamn slide if you have to. I don't give a shit. And then when you're done, keep watching, and we're gonna close up shop when we get to D, the deadline. All right. So we gotta finish more. Let's do this. Awesome, brother. Dude, that was an intensive slide. You just took massive fucking action. Congratulations, all right? But we need to keep moving forward. We got to keep rolling. We got to keep punching one step, one move, one punch at a time. All right? So this is the next letter in the whole success acronym, which is S. Stands for starting point. Or my like, honestly, my personal favorite is immediate starting point. Like, I don't like to wait. Like, if I have to, if there's things I have to wait for to make the process happening because I'm getting some ball rolling in a new individual aspect of my life, yeah, I'll wait. But I also start working in the different dynamic categories of my life, which is like, we talked about health, wealth, and relationships. So maybe if that thing I was working for was wealth, and I have to wait for it, it's in wealth. So maybe I do something in my health category, my mind, my body, my spirit. Maybe I'm watching a video that's going to improve my health, fitness video, I don't know, or maybe it's in relationships, how I'm gonna become a better lover with women. I don't fucking know. It just matters. I'm always starting something right away. I'm never, like, if I'm not doing one thing, it's I'm immediately doing something else in another category. So I'm always focused. I'm always on. There is no, like, on and off switch that some people have, these lame individuals who are just like, oh, today kind of sucked, yeah, fuck. Like, I get it, there are contingencies, there are shit that happens, there's failures, but no. I'm never worried about that. I just focus. It's just on. They have to like turn this switch on and off. And people, I don't turn it on and off. It's just on. That's it. It's on. Done. Okay. And that is and that all of that happens really. That's what I'm tying it all together. Is that all of it happens is because I'm always starting something. It's always moving. And what again, we're gonna jump into another little bit longer video that's gonna like talk about starting point. And you just fucking doing it now. It's gonna be more in depth. I'm not gonna like harp on it too much right now. Like, I have to really relate this for you right now before we move forward and you go into that video, because it's crucial. And it is this. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. That's what Lao Tzu said. It's powerful, simple. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. I know you've heard it before. I've heard it before. Everybody's heard it before. And it's so fucking true. Alright, so from this point forward, after you're done watching that video, I want you to figure out a starting point from where you're going to start in those three categories. In your health, in your wealth, or your relationships. Alright, so do that. Alright, do that after you watch the next video on the next slide. Okay? All you got to do is, after I change this, you're going to hit the play button. And that's it. Okay? So figure out where you're going to start. How you're going to start. Don't think about, don't, remember this too. There's another quote. I'm going to give you one more quote by Dr. Edward L. Kramer. Okay, and it goes like this. Eliminate the time between the thought and the action, and all of your dreams will become a reality. Like that. All right? So I don't want you to think about it too much. Eliminate the time between the thought and the action. Stop thinking about it. Just fucking do it. Once you get the moment in there, if you have to write it down real quick so you don't forget, write it down and then figure out a way to take action. Just go. Just take the action. Take imperfect action if you have to. Get that ball fucking moving, because everybody's waiting for this golden moment to happen. It's not going to be golden. The difference is the switch in the mind is that it's never going to be golden. You take it the moment for what it is now, and then you make it golden. You're consistent sharpening of this blade makes it golden because you are sharpening it. It's what you do. It's what we do. It's how we win. Alright? Cool. So, jump into this next video. Watch that thing. Love it. It's going to talk about focus. You're going to have some great shit. Alright? And then we'll go for it. Yo? Okay. So, I do have a confession to make. Okay. So, I have the video for you. I have everything that's going to be talking about the focus and what you need to do and how you're going to get it going. But the problem was with this particular slide player that I'm using, it's not going to let me go through. Okay, so I ran into a dilemma. I was like, you know what, fuck this. It's just going to mess up the whole audio. It's going to kind of mess up my whole plan. I was like, you know what, though? I have a better alternative. I know what I can do. What I'm going to do for you right now is I'm going to make that video a bone. It's going to be more of a side video. It's going to be one of the extra ones. It's going to be outside of this slide presentation. It's going to be your bonus on focus. That's what it's going to say. Your bonus for focus. Focusing on where you should start, how you're going to get your starting point, and what's really, going to get you going. What's going to get you rolling. Okay. So that's what I literally had to let you know right now, because that was my main fucking issue. That was my main struggle. And I was like, fuck, okay. How am I going to create a solution for this? And I was like, you know what? That's what we're going to do. So instead of you being able to watch that video right now, what you're going to do and what I'm going to have you do is just, what you must do is, after I'm done talking here, is you're going to pause this video, okay, and then go back to the main homepage of the membership site, okay, and then go into your bonus video section. Okay, there might be a couple of them. I'm pretty sure there might. Yeah, it's a secret if you haven't already. There's going to be a couple of them in there, and look for the bonus focus video on focus, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, and that's going to be the main one that you want to watch. Okay, and that's how we're going to talk about it. We're going to go into the Steve Jobs story. We met Larry Schmidt, and we're going to do everything like that. Okay, so that being said, what am I going to give you here? What are these images about? Okay, so these images are simply book references that have really made an impact on me, and what really caused me to go for, what really inspired me. Not like just some books, like you read something, there's like a nice couple of quotes in there, it's like really good, like they're powerful, they have points, but no. These books by these guys, Peter Drucker, Dan Kennedy, and Simon Sinek, man, they're fucking powerful. They make an impact. They have a core foundation behind them. There is power behind them, okay? And that's why I'm recommending them to you right now. Okay, so, but on the side of me not being able to present that specific video because of this video slide presentation, I apologize. I am going to be recommending that you get these books immediately, which is this first one that says Start With Why by Simon Sinek, How Great Leaders Inspire Everyone to Take Action. Start With Why. He has a really great, I want to call it like circle of reflection. I call it that. That's not what it's really called. Circle of reflection exercises, where you literally start with why, then it goes to what, and then you figure out your how. And then, like, it's powerful, extremely, really fucking powerful. Okay, so get that book, check that one out, and then the next one is No BS Time Management for Entrepreneurs. Oh my God, there was so much value in that book. I really cannot. What's the word? Proper words to describe this. I really cannot. I can't really properly describe how powerful and how effective that book is for you, and how much of an impact that has made in my life. It is because of that book that I am more focused, that I am more Kaizen-like, because I strategically cut fucking people out of my life. And another great reason what I can explain it is, like, when people or specific clients call me without being scheduled on my whole roster that I have set up for myself, that book is the reason why I just like to let the phone ring, simply because I like to watch the line blink. That is it. It is because of that book. I watched that fucking line blink and I'm like, are you on the list? Did you schedule this fucking call? No, you didn't. Okay, well, I'm not going to answer the phone. That is the book that has made my focus how good it is, how powerful, and how absolute it is. Okay, that's a really good book. And this one, it's really short, it's really powerful, it's really punchy, and really truly to the core and to the truth. And it's created by one of the time management legends, Peter F. Drucker. And it's called Managing Oneself. And like the name by itself, basically, really just summarizes everything that's going to be talking about in the book. It's really going to get more to your core foundation, how he set up his life, how you set up your life, how he set up strategic other people's lives too. And it's just like, it's really powerful and really good references in that book. Anyways, all 3 of these books, totally, I want you to go get them as soon as possible. Stop waiting so much. Fucking get them. Read them, knock them out, take a week or 2 off from whatever your thing is doing, and just read, get the good information, that environmental exposure from the words inside of there, and then boom! Okay. Win. Besides that, after this, before moving forward in this presentation, literally, I want you to stop after this slide, pause this slide, and then go find that video on focus. It should be in your bonus video section. It's going to be bonus. It's going to talk about basically about focus. That's the main core, primary causality that we're going to be harping on. And that's what these books are really important about. That's why I'm really referencing it towards you. Focus. You're starting with your why, how it's going to keep you going, what's going to drive you, all of that shit. So just start focus. And all of these things will just aid in that process. Okay. So yeah. Right now, stop this video before you move forward and go find that video on focus with me. Watch it, and then come back and go jump into the milestones section. Okay? Cool. See you in a bit. Okay. Sorry. No, my thing kind of froze up there. Milestones. All right. You saw that video. We talked about focus. We talked about the whole Steve Jobs event, how he met Larry Schmidt, the whole co-founder of Google, and how like he told him to focus. Like just figure out what the fuck Google wants to be when it grows up. Figure out the top 5 things. All right. So now that you got those top 5 things, I want you to block out all of the people that are larding you up. All the B fucking players that are in your group. Get rid of them. You only want to work with A players because A players want to work with A players, truthfully. And that's going to keep your game fucking rolling. That's going to keep your game moving. Okay? And not only after that, he said that once you got those 5 things, choose one of them. And only just have your whole team and you just nail it. Just attack it from every conceivable, every possible angle until you find whatever contingency, not a contingency, whatever solution, whatever achievement, whatever goal thing that you're trying to arrive at. Get that. Knock that one thing out. And then once you do it again for number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Right? And then we all related that to your health, wealth, relationships, yada, yada, yada. That's really cool. Okay, so now how is this milestone thing just going to be more applicable towards you? That's the word. All right, I'm going to give you a quote, and then we'll move on to the next slide. That's going to be about this as well. It goes like this. Diligence and constancy of purpose achieve the impossible. It's milestones. And we do that by knowing where we're going to have to stop, these checkpoints, these milestones that we have to meet along this journey towards or onwards our macro objective, our purpose, our vision. Okay, cool. So let's jump to the next. And the best way that we can go about this too is like, if you still have that piece of paper with you, I'm assuming you do, because like you're an action taker, it's what you do, and you want to be accountable for yourself, you want to keep track of it, you want to have measurable results. So like it's what we do, like it's how we achieve things the way we do, because we have to be entirely different. So here's what we're gonna do. On that piece of paper, I want you to call this your higher status time track. Okay, and on that time track, okay, on that time track, just draw a line, just like you see here. Draw a line, and with a little bit arrow, like right there, point A. Point A is going to be on the far left of that line. That's going to be where you are now, and then point B at the other end of that same individual line is where you want to be 90 days from now. Okay. Now, after you've done that, I want you to create these little, I don't know how many, because this is totally unique to you, totally specific towards your own life and what you need to do for yourself and how you're going to pull it off. It's totally fine for you. Let's just make a guesstimate though. On this time track, let's put, I would say the top 5. Yeah, we'll say 5. The top 5 check marks or checkpoints or milestones, that you are going to have to achieve in order to know for yourself that you are in congruence, that you are still on route towards your destination, your number one priority, 90 days from now. All right, so like on that same dash, on that same line that we talked about, draw down 5 dash marks, just like you see on the example here. Okay, so just do that. All right, so after you've done that, what we're going to do, we're going to make this really specific, really more honed in. Okay, like this is really going to zone in your focus. This is a challenge to you. All right, so per dash mark, per milestone, per checkpoint, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because that's what these dash marks are, I'm going to give you 1 week to finish whatever objectives, whatever things that you have to do to get to that checkpoint. You have 1 week. At the most, you get 2.5 weeks. 2.5, which is like, it's 2 weeks, like 14 days. 14, I'll give you 2 weeks until the next Wednesday. Yeah. 2 weeks until the next Wednesday. So I was like, 2 weeks is 14, 15, 16, 17. It's like 17 days. Okay? You have 1 week per milestone now. If you can't meet your fucking goal at the 1 week milestone, then you have up to 2.5 weeks, which is 2 weeks and till the next Wednesday. And here's the thing. Your reward is you accomplishing that, what would you call it? Achievement, that goal, that destination, that milestone, okay? But if you fail to do this, here's the fun part, because not everybody wants to do this because they're going to lose money, but motherfucker, it wins every time. It assures that you get your shit. Like, it assures that you win. Okay, and here's what you're going to do. If you do not meet that time limit, that time frame, because you have to make sure that these are actually real and doable for yourself. They're not like super overly exaggerated. These little goals, these little actions, these little specific movements. If you do not achieve it at the most 2 weeks until the next Wednesday, you will pay somebody that you hold highly accountable in your life $100 simply because you did not complete your goal. All right, that's going to hold you immensely accountable. You have to tell him about that too. He's like, hey, dude, I kind of just like you can phrase it to him this way. It's like, I kind of just want like someone to help me become more accountable. I'm kind of just like doing my own thing right now. I'm really working hard on my life. Like I just feel like I've been lagging in certain aspects of my life. So I really want to change that around. And what I'm doing is like, I feel like so I can hold myself accountable and hold myself to be more measurable. I can measure my results and get all this tracking done. I want to let you know, like, if it'd be cool if I don't achieve my goals within like a week and a half or so, or like 2 weeks till the next Wednesday, and I don't achieve it, whatever I'm trying to do, like, is it okay if I just give you like $100? If you phrase it to them like that, oh my god, they're like, oh shit. All they're gonna hear is just free money, $100 free, and it's cool because A, you're coming in from a right place. A, you're giving them something for their time, for their effort in helping you. And at the same time, if you do achieve it, you're showing them that you are a hard fucking action taker. And that's going to inspire them by accident as well. So it's a win-win situation, and it's going to scare the fuck out of you because you are paying $100. All right, like, or maybe like if that's not high enough for you, I know there are like self-made millionaires. There's like CEO businessmen that do their own thing on this trading. So it's like, if that's not high enough, then up the ante. Go to $1,000. Go to $5,000. Go to $10,000. I don't give a shit how much you spend. Just have somebody hold you accountable and give them that money to hold. It says, like, you have to put a down payment at that point too. So don't just tell them that and then say, I'm going to pay you at the end. No. Fuck that. You give your chance to run away. What's going to happen is you plan a day of when you're going to start. This is the true fucking dedication. This is where the focus comes from. This is what I talked about earlier. This is the real dedication. Like, only real high status, real focused, badass, winning action takers do this, okay? So, especially me, I do this shit too. It's kind of scary. But it's really fun because it makes shit happen right away. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to plan the day before that you want to tell him. Or you're going to tell him in advance, but what you're going to do is you're going to plan the day that you're going to start. We're going to go into this a little bit later. And deadlines and starting points. I'll break it down more then. But you're going to plan the day that you're going to start ahead of time, and you're going to tell them, hey, dude, I want to do it. Like, this has to be as well. Like, I'm just gonna note, this has to be someone that you highly trust, that's highly accountable for themselves. It can't just be like your mom. It can't be just like your dad. It can't be your best friend that you paid him $10 before and like he never fucking paid you back. No, somebody that's extremely accountable, somebody that you respect, that they will hold you to this destination, this goal, this achievement. Okay, so you do this. You tell them, hey, dude. You tell them the whole thing I just said, and then like, yeah, okay. I'm going to put it like, can you do it now? Are you willing to do it for me now? You give them the money. Give them the $100. This is your fucking commitment. Fuck writing it down. I love writing down my own commitment, putting my word to it, but that wasn't enough for me. So just pay them the $100 right there, right then. They say, here, just hold this for me. Don't spend it. Don't do anything with it, because at the end of it all, I'm going to have to get it back. If I win, if I achieve it, they give it back to you. All right. So pay them the $100 and then tell them to hold it for, at the most, 2 weeks until the next Wednesday. 2 weeks and a half. Just 2 weeks until next Monday. And then if you have not achieved it to them, because you have to hold yourself accountable. This is you really taking into account your results, you having measurement, having tracking ability on yourself. You call him, you let him know, that, yeah, I just did this. You don't have to call him every day. Just let him know, okay, I'm so much closer. Maybe you achieve it in that time. Maybe you don't achieve it in time, but you're just on point to that goal, so long as you meet it. All right. So it has to be 1 week or 2 weeks and a half. If you meet that goal, then you come back up to him and say, hey, dude, guess what? I just fucking knocked that goal out. It was so beautiful. You tell him, like, you give him the in-depth experience of whatever the hell it is you're trying to do. Say, okay, I want my money back. Boom. All right. So now you've got that. So let's say you've accomplished it. You got your money back. Congratulations. Now, if you're really crazy, if you're really wild, if you're really ambitious, and you love to do what you do, you wouldn't take the money back. Here's what you're going to do. So, because that's just one small milestone. You don't have to do it for the milestones. Maybe you can do it for your 90-day vision. That's totally up to you. But if you do the 90-day vision, I say up the ante in the cash-wise. But for your milestone, if you're going to jump on to the next one, say we have the 5, you have 4 more milestones to go, give him another $100. Don't take yours back. Just give him another $100. So now you have $200 on the line. Okay? So it ups the ante for both him and both you. So if you win, he's holding your money, which is awesome. He's holding you accountable for that shit. And he's seeing that you are taking massive action. And you're creating change. You're inspiring him, which therefore is going to inspire him to create his own life and change in his life, right? But if you don't get it, you spent $200 and he got $200 free just for holding you accountable. That means now your money, your fucking ass, your shit is on the line. Okay? So he wins and you win. As I said earlier, it's both a win-win. He's going to hold you accountable, and for the fact of him holding you accountable, you don't achieve it in the 2 weeks and a half or whatever the fuck it is, he gets free money. You just gave him $200 for free, essentially. And like, I don't know about you, but I don't want to lose money like that. Like, it's scary as fuck. I do this obviously for myself, but like, if my money is on the line, I'm going to make sure I'm taking the action. I'm going to stay on time. My time is going to mean something. Your time does mean something. That's really the reality of this training, is because your time is fucking money. Right? It's going to train this lesson into your mind. Your time is your money. And if you're betting your money on the line with your time, oh my God, you're just going to get so much shit done. It's going to create a need. It's going to create this vacuum. Okay? Power comes in response to a need, not a desire. You have to create that need. That's the trick. All right? So do that. And you have 5 fucking checkpoints, 5 milestones. Each time, if you're really bold, you don't have to do this. Every time. This is the really scary part. Once you get to the 3rd checkpoint, all right? So now you're really betting it. You don't take it back out. You get $100. You give yourself give him another $100. Now you have $300 on the line. All right? So it's kind of like he's saving it all up for you. And we get to the 5, whatever. You can celebrate. You can take it all back. You can give 10% if you want. I don't give a shit what you do at that point. Just take your money back and say, hey, dude, I thank you so much for that help. I really, really love you. Like, I'm sure he's going to love you for showing him, allowing him to witness your, I'm going to be very facetious yet very serious about it, your greatness, your development. He's seeing you change, and you take the fucking actions, the serious actions in your life to create that change. That's fucking inspiring. That is bold. That is admirable. I got a hard on talking about it now. Anyways, do that though. Power comes from a response to a need, not a desire. It is your job to create that need. Okay? So, let's jump on to the next part of this time trap. Okay. So, now that we got a breakdown of what we talked about, how you can have your friend, your buddy, your really reliable, accountable buddy hold you accountable, I want to just give you an example of the milestones. Like, the thing I didn't really harp on the last side was that each checkpoint has to be something that you can do. It's doable. That you know you can do. If you put your fucking mind to it, if you block out all of these silly distractions, it has to be doable. You can do it. You know you can do it. It's just doing it. Like, it's just a matter of doing it. So, once you do that, obviously, set it up so that way you are winning. You are succeeding. That's basically the main point. All right? So, you have to know these things. You have to write them down. That's the whole point of the writing down. You're keeping track of it, and you're holding yourself accountable, and you have actual relatable results to look back on. Tracking, accountability, measure. You can measure and you can measure about. That's the last one, measuring. All right? So, let's say you've achieved all 5 of those milestones and you've hit the 90 days. You got whatever the fuck it is you want to do. You did it. You achieved it. Congratulations. That's the first category. You knocked it out. Your health. Let's just say example for health. You knocked out the health category. Congratulations. I'm so fucking proud of you. Good job. You knocked it out. All right? But the point of this, though, is it's not just some one-time thing. That's why we did 3 sections. Okay. You put all of this hard effort and focus and development into this health category, which is awesome. Congratulations. But it isn't just some one-time fling. Like, it's not a one-night stand. You're going to do it again. Now that you've got the health category knocked out, now you got to focus. Really harp on focusing on, consciously focusing your goddamn time on either the wealth part of your life or the relationships part of your life. And relationships doesn't have to just pertain to women or men or whatever if you're male or female, I don't fucking know, I'm just going to say women for now. Women, or it can do with your family. Maybe you want to get closer with your family. Maybe you have a kid. Maybe you want to really develop the bond. You want to read more books about them, how other people have done it, how you can implement it yourself. Maybe it's having more confidence in yourself so that way you can develop better relationships, you can start better relationships so you can get that ball rolling yourself. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it is that is unique to you, that does fall into relationships. So it's your job. That's the understanding of this part of the training, why I'm telling you now. Is after you've knocked out the first health category or whatever one you started on, okay, jump, like celebrate for a little bit, celebrate for like 2 days at the most. Don't go crazy celebrating. Celebrate your victory, your win for that, and then jump onto the next 2 categories. Because what it really is every 90 days. 90 days is about 3 months exactly. We have about 12 months exactly in the end of it for this year. So this gives you 9 months. Okay, you have 9 months entirely for this entire, basically the basic training of how you're going to develop yourself. And that's the main gist of why I'm giving this, like, that's why I say it literally is the blueprint for your success, your roadmap to win. Okay? I paid about $600 fucking dollars for this content. You're getting it for like almost nothing. So you are winning. I'm hoping you win. And here's what you're going to do. I really want you to just, it's not in the slide, you're not going to see it. I'm just basically going to give you my formula. So what you can do to really just hone in on your focus. It's really going to be something you have to ingrain in your mind by doing it more and more and more and more. And what it is, it's so simple, it's going to baffle you. It's called the P. Diddy Success Formula. It's in my Visionary Mentality Switch program. If you don't have that training, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you get that. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell you right now. It is disconnect. I talked about it earlier. Get the fuck out of that environment that's holding you back. Disconnect. Whatever that thing is, do it consistently. Don't worry about the long term. Just do it consistently every day for a certain amount of time. No longer, no less. And then do it again the next day. Disconnect. Focus. Focus is the word. We talked about focus earlier. Really honing in on the main things. And not just honing in, but knowing what these things are that you want. That's why we broke it down in this training. Disconnect. Focus. Focus also means taking action. Not being an activity doer, but an action beer, just fucking taking the action right away. Okay, disconnect, focus, achieve, because that's the best thing. That's what we're all aiming here for. Achievement, whatever that goal is. You allow your focus to pull you along this goddamn journey. Because if you're pushing yourself so goddamn hard every day, and you're just pushing and you're pushing and pushing, and it's an uphill battle, oh my god. You're not going to have the energy to continue. You're not going to get to that climactic moment. You're not going to get to the precipice, the peak, the climax. I think I said climax. You're not going to get there. Because you're pushing too much. You want it to pull you, which comes from following. This is why I said that. Following your fucking heart. To your truest and most deepest and most even scariest place. But you got to remember, that's where you want to be. You chose to be there. Okay? So disconnect, focus, achieve. And the reason why you chose to be there is because you wanted to achieve this. You're going to achieve a transformation. This is entirely metaphysical. I'm going to just plant this into your subconscious. But like, you're really searching for a transformation, not an achievement. Because you're going to become this person. You're going to become that most best version of yourself by accident, by you just practicing these small bits and pieces of your achievements, of your goals, these health, wealth, and relationship dynamics. You're going to find that you are now this person. Okay, so disconnect, focus, achieve, and then repeat. Repeat. Re-fucking-peat. Okay, so that's the point of this 9-month thing. Why it's only 9 months and not 12 months. Okay, so after you've nailed out each and every individual category, you stayed on it, you pounded it, you kept going despite all the odds, you hit the contingencies, we'll talk about that in a bit. Like you powered through them, you mustered through them despite everything. You're going to celebrate. You will celebrate for, especially when you've knocked out, like that's a big celebration. You deserve a celebration. You knocked out all 9 months. Give yourself, I'm going to give you a week of pure celebration of freedom just to relax. You're not on mission mode no more. Not for now, not for the being. You're not in mission mode anymore. You can relax. You give yourself a week. And then after that, you have to repeat it. You're going to come back here again. And you're really just like sit down, give yourself the lay land, get a knowledge of the land again. What you need to do now. Where do you want to go now? Now that you have these things, what's next? What's the next stuff? Plan it all out again and then use it over and over and over for the next 9 months. Achieve. Okay? So it's just it's called the process of Kaizen. Kaizen meaning small bits and pieces, all chunked together that create your long-term success. Progressively happening. Bits and pieces meaning progressively happening. Self-improvement progressively happening throughout a year. You will get a giant fucking picture, like a jigsaw puzzle. Little bits and pieces coming together to form a bigger picture, which is your vision. And it's all happening right now. And it's always going to change. It's always going to be fluid. It's always going to be adaptive. But it's going to happen now. Right now. That's the word. Okay? So as I said, your task now is to decide which category you want to focus on next in relation to your life. What is more realistic? Okay? So let's jump into the next. Alright, now I've been harping a lot on all this shit. We've been really extending the time on this. I don't want to keep going crazy. But I'm going to give you, I'm basically just going to read this slide to you. I'm not going to go free flowing into my words. I'm going to tell you what, we're going to talk about contingency and failure. Okay, I'm going to read you everything it says. So I want you to buy a journal. And I want you to be aware of the days where things just they're not feeling right. And I want you to go into those feelings. Do not run from them. Don't try to exacerbate them. Don't blame them on other people. Just stop. Disconnect yourself again, as I said. Go somewhere else. And then I want you to confront those feelings, those emotions, those thoughts, whatever the fuck they are. And I want you to experience emotion. Then immediately, again, if you haven't already, sit down for 15 minutes and write down in that journal and note for your future reference in the journal the who, the what, the when, where, why, and the how everything started to go downhill. So write down the who, what, when, where, and how when it started to not go as planned. Like backtrack, like really take that time. This is the thing that a lot of people don't, like they have an issue and they don't realize they have the fucking solution in front of them the whole time. Their problem is that they do not sit down with themselves, and then they wonder. Like I see this a lot in memes. It's so silly. Like they try to go to sleep at night, but they can't sleep because now their brain turns on this fucking like channel of thoughts. It's like, hey, why are you playing all my problems for? I don't want to face those problems. Dumbass! The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude towards the problem. How do you fix it? You confront it. You observe them. What's the problem? Okay, fix it. That's all your mind's saying. Your mind is a machine to fix. It's set there to create a solution. But you're leaving all of these little fucking problems there. How is it not doing its job? That little machine is not doing its job. Therefore, it's trying to fix the problem. You are just not letting that happen. So that's why we're not here. We're action beers. We create solutions. And that's what this journal is for. Kind of went off tangent there. I'm not going to do that again. My bad. All right. So acknowledge the fact that sometimes shit can hit the fan. It will. That's the contingency, and failure happens. Sometimes you if you have to be on. Maybe you didn't do the whole pay your buddy $100 thing. That's fine. I don't care. But like sometimes, because that's just the fact of life. Sometimes there are things that are out of our control. Maybe our family dies. Maybe your dog dies. It's just like emotional toll that holds you back. It's like slowing you down. Like you can still do the job, but it's slowing you down because you're still kind of sad. Like I don't know, but you gotta remember you gotta muster it up. It's really honing in this inner champion of yourself. Okay, I did it again. God damn it! Just like over delivering here. I'm sorry. Anyways, so I want you to determine within your journal you cannot control everything in your life. Only the things that are within your circle of influence, which is your health, wealth, relationships, and certain aspects in there. The things that are in coherence with your milestones and the time track. Take the time to have the foresight, as I said, to possibly look ahead and think of any external conflicts that may get in your way now. Things like, because this is where we go more in depth. Things like talk about like more of your circle of influence, of things that you have potential control, little bits and pieces of it control over, which could be things like family responsibilities, your bills, your lack of money, etc., etc. Note now. I want you to note right fucking now that a man or a person who truly desires or seeks great change within their own life for their vision will not allow for any long form of time of they won't allow for any external stimuli to reduct his ability to conquer and see through his ambitions in life. Anything else is settling. We do not settle. Anything else is settling and therefore a lack of. Remember that. You can do this. You were made to do this. You were craftily hand-selected by fate, by Jesus, by God. Jesus is the wrong term. God, out of a million sperm cells to come alive, to find that egg. You were crafted. You were picked out of anything. You can do this. You totally can fucking do this. And if you feel like you can't, hit me up at grocks.elitemotivation@gmail.com and contact me like, hey dude, can we just get like a small coaching session, pay a little bit of money, I'm not gonna pay you, I won't charge you that much money, like be so simple. I just need somebody to really like I can talk to you. Maybe you don't want to talk to me, maybe you have your buddies that you can talk to. I don't care. You can do this. Do not bottle that shit up. You can fucking do it. Right. Okay. So we are coming to a very, very, very productive ending in all of this, right? So we have made it to the last bit of this success acronym, which is deadlines and start times. It's D, like you would think it's DST, whatever you want to call it, but like no, I just figured D is more simpler. Deadlines and start times. So we're gonna harp a little bit more about what the thing we talked about with your friend. That's all it's really basically getting on. But let's say you didn't want to do your friend now. Because I know I already gave you that example with your friend. With the buddy, having him hold you accountable, paying him $100 each time until you fulfill your 90-day goal. Alright? So, I'm going to read you a bit of what it says, and then I'm going to talk about my own stuff. Right. It says, for immediate, full throttle, massive action results in your health, wealth, and relationships, do 1 week of focused action per milestone achievement. As I said, 1 week or a week and a half. Which is 2 weeks until the next Wednesday. And then you need to know, this is a really big part. You need to know your own hours of operation, especially with your own personal development. Know your own hours of operation or adjust and do a higher status fucking hard hustle Otherwise, if you cannot, maybe you have, because I used to have 2 jobs just before I had 5. Like, so maybe I didn't have enough time to do whatever I wanted throughout the day because I had to transition from one job to the other. So that meant me getting up earlier in the morning to like prepare myself by going to the gym, having a little bit more coffee, drinking more water, doing my own success routine. That would give me my edge over anybody who had to was in the same niche because I can output more material, more stuff, more frequently therefore. All right, so you need to create your own start time for that. We're going to break that down in a moment too. Create your own start time. Leave it all on the mat after the bell rings. Once that deadline comes, drop your pencil. So don't do more and don't do less. Just do what is required of you right now. And that's really comes from following your heart, following your gut fucking instinct and what tells you where your goddamn limit is. All right, and you need to do it for at least 1 hour at the minimum per day. Okay. So let's break it down a little bit more. Like, how are we going to break it down more? So as for, I'm just going to go with the example of you not paying your friend. That's fine. If you can't do it, you're too afraid to do it, or like you just don't want to go that far and you're risking your money, you're not in that specific spot of life yet, it's fine. Now it's just going to really be more harped upon you holding yourself accountable entirely, immensely. You have to be vicious with your time. You have to, how do I phrase this? I'll just give you a story of The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you know who that is. Okay. I'll tell you how it goes. Actually, I'm going to read you a passage of something that says, I'm up at 4 a.m. every day to work extremely hard before I go into work. Not because I'm batshit crazy. Well, maybe a little. But because I know my competitors are not paying the price and sacrificing. They're not paying the price and they're not sacrificing to that degree. And that will always give me the edge and anchor for an opportunity at success. Now, you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. But I do encourage you to find the thing that gives you the edge over everyone else around you. And once you find it, let it be your anchor. Then, you've just created an opportunity for yourself to succeed. And that's all we ever really want to work hard and create for ourselves, right? Opportunity. That's what that means. Okay, so now that you got the gist of what I'm talking about, deadlines and start times and why it's so important that you have to have this knowledge. Maybe you don't have it yet, but you have the profound understanding, the seed that's planted into your brain, why you should do this. What you should do, what you can do, is I'm going to give you 2 examples. One of a person, an individual, working class hero. That's what you call it. You work 9 to 5, and like since you are a hero, you have another job. You're a fucking hustler. You have this thing that you're working on. And, okay, and you're really developing it. It's like slowly making you money, but it's not really there yet because you have not focused and you have not mastered your time management. Basically, it's just your focus. Like, how are you going to really manage that? So what you're going to do is the moment you get out of that fucking job, I don't give a shit whether they made you stay more for overtime, maybe you stayed less, I don't give a shit. The moment you are out, figure out an understanding for yourself what environment shapes you, what environment affects you in certain ways. Which environments, that's a better way, which environments stimulate your desire more. Like, for example, for me, whenever I would get out of my job, because I have 5 now, I have a sales job, yada, 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 including this one. So, like, what I would do is I would go to Starbucks, and then I'd go to a coffee shop, and then I'd go to a different coffee shop. I go to many different fucking coffee shops just to test which one makes me feel more at home, more at ease, more laid back, to where I know I'm out of that zone entirely. Like, I don't have the fucking leeches, the crabs, the sheep, all of that shit holding me back. It's just like me, my music, I'm in the zone, I'm focused, and I feel comfortable there. I can have my laptop, I'm focused on writing this. Honestly, I wrote this entire fucking training, it's doing the same process, so and I know it works. So find that environmental exposure, that place that you can just be you. You're free, and you can put your music on, and then you can focus. You can write down whatever you got to write down. You can read a book. I don't give a shit what you do. Just find that place and go there frequently for 1 hour at the minimum per day after you go to your job. Don't go home. Don't talk to any of that. Just tell your wife, hey, I'm going to stay a little bit longer for a little bit more, either overtime, or you can just tell her the brand truth. It's totally up to you. I don't give a shit what you do. Like, tell her, hey, I just need this extra time, and then you guys can exchange. Therefore, afterwards, like, tell her, hey, I'm going to stay a little longer with the kids. If you have a kid, say, I'll say to the kids, you can go out for an hour. Stay for like an hour only. We have to stay disciplined on this. Otherwise, it's not fair for either one of us. And, like, just be fair on that, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't give a shit. So just really be strict and really tough-minded disciplinarian with your goddamn time, because this is your focus. This is the development of yourself. What was his name? Jim Rohn once said, how did it go? He told Tony Robbins one day, when Tony Robbins was younger, he asked him, what is the thing that really, Jim, what is the main thing that really caused you to succeed massively in life? What is the one thing, if you had to summarize it all up? And he said, what did he say? Tony or Anthony, what you must do is you must focus so much, you must put 10 times much more effort into your personal development than you would your job. You have to put in the effort, and you have to put in the time. Time and effort are one and the same. And in order to do that, in order to put in the effort, you have to know your start times. Okay, so let's say you do the 9 to 5 job, okay, and you get off at 5:30, like you're almost home, it takes you 30 minutes to get home. So you're off at 5:30, it takes you 30 minutes to get home. Your Starbucks is in town, okay, whatever you live. Maybe it's walking distance away. I don't give a shit what it is. But, like, you come in, you're almost home. It's about to be 6 p.m. You go there. Don't go home. Go to the Starbucks and have your shit with you. Prepare. Remember what we said. Prepare for yourself ahead of time for your success. All right? Have a backpack. Do whatever the fuck it is you need to do there for 1 hour at the minimum. Do that a lot. Have a start time. Know when you're going to start. So if you're going to start at 6 and you're only doing 1 hour, end it at 7. Do no more, do no less. Once that 7 o'clock time rings, put the pencil down, put your shit away, say goodbye to your favorite hostess or what do you call it? Barista. I don't give a shit. Wherever you go. Put your shit away, go in the car, drive back home, kiss the wife, kiss the kids. I don't care. If you're not, the family, I have a lot of clients that sometimes have families, so like that's how that works. And here's an honest thing too, like if you do have a wife, if you have a girlfriend, if you have whatever you want to call it, and it's just like you guys have a kid, like she feels it's not fair, then be a fucking man and take the lead and say, hey, you know what, you're right, it's not fair. Like I'm getting more free time than you are. Here's what we're gonna do. As I said earlier, it's like, here, I'm gonna take more. On my days off, I'm gonna spend more time with the son, with the kid, with your daughter. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to spend more time with them, and you can go out for yourself with your friends for 1 hour at least, at the minimum. Because if you do, like, to be honest, like, if you do more, then I'm going to do more. And, like, we're just going to keep going on and on and on and on. No, fuck that. Let's just be strict about it. Like, have more free time for 1 hour. Maybe you want to be with yourself. You do whatever you want. See your friends. Just come back home. And then, like, it's a fair agreement. All right? And I'm not giving relationship advice. I am giving relationship advice. But it's just mutual agreements. It's just true and authentic communication, and that's all it really wants. That's what we want, because we're creating this little opportunity. It's only fair. And since it's true and it's genuine and it's real about our own development, because you care about her and she cares about you, they'll do it. If you're disciplined with it, and if you do it 1 time per day, dude, they're going to love it. Because not only is she getting what she wants, but you're getting what you want. And she's seeing what you're getting more, you're gaining more because you're developing your personal development, maybe you're creating a business. That's soon going to make you more money, which is going to soon help your future with her, yada, yada, yada. You inspire her, yada, yada, yada. Boom! It's a big-ass fucking circle. And can you see how this all represents, how this all comes down for the FSMCD formula? Because you took the first action, because you know what that starting point is, because you know what your ending goal is going to look like, because you took into account your contingencies, you know what the milestones are, and then you have deadlines and start times, and that's it. Like, it's all planned out. You're going to tell her that, and she's like, oh my God, you are Jesus. I don't know. But that's the gist of it all. Congratulations, brother. You've taken the action. You've done what you need to do. You've made it to the end I've also taken the liberty to throw in some extra fucking videos down below for you, so that because like I sometimes I feel like I'm not giving enough to you guys, to everybody. So I throw in some extra videos for the value of your video. They're just gonna be more motivation how they can help you, and you can talk more in depth. You can listen to those right now, or you can come back the next day. But the thing that matters to me most is that you finished this training, you saw it all the way through to the end. All right, man. I'm Gil Franklin, peak performance and self-awareness coach for men. We're good to go.